All right, so Errol Spence trainer talks about Terrence Bud Crawford's pay-per-view numbers, saying due to his low pay-per-view sales that it's going to be harder for him to negotiate. Once again, that's just more roadblocks. That's just more smoke and mirrors. And it's funny because they said that Errol Spence said that Bob Arum is full of smoke and mirrors, and that's actually what his career consists of, smoke and mirrors, from the very beginning. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. See, Terrence Bud Crawford didn't do bad pay-per-view numbers. Black Prime is more than happy with the investment that they made in Terrence Bud Crawford. But what you need to look at is this. Terrence Bud Crawford did good numbers with a boxer that is not casually known. This is what people are not looking at, okay? So it proves, no matter who you put him in with, that there's interest to see Terrence Bud Crawford fight, okay? What you haven't seen is Errol Spence put in that same position and see how he performs. Now, we already know that Crawford versus Sean Porter did better numbers than Spence versus Ugas, okay? We already know that, all right? But the point is, can you put Errol Spence in the ring with somebody as casually unknown and still get the same outcome as Terrence Bud Crawford? You don't know, because Errol Spence has never been put in that position, because Errol Spence, and the way he's designed, is designed to crowd surf off his opponent's name and fan base to make it assume and look like he is bigger than what he is. That's what the whole Jerry Jones buying his boxing tickets was about. See, Errol Spence hasn't been in that position. We know why he fight Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is Mexican. They base it in Texas. You're going to have a good outcome. Therefore, it looks like Errol Spence is bigger than what he is, or can attract the crowd more than what he is. But Errol Spence crowd attracting abilities is based off of who he fights. You haven't seen him put him in a position where he fight with a nobody and still do good numbers. Errol Spence needs his opponent to be somebody so it can appear like he's doing better than what he is. If that wasn't the case, there's no need for Jerry Jones to buy no tickets. This is what people's not looking at. And most importantly, how are you going to tell fans that the biggest fight in boxing is not worth making? Errol Spence himself said that, yeah, it's a big money fight. And this is the ultimate question. Even if you disagree with everything that I said up until now, you can't disagree with this. Name me a fight that's going to do bigger or bigger numbers, or that is bigger than Errol Spence fighting Terrence Crawford. What fight can Errol Spence have that's going to eclipse him fighting Terrence Bud Crawford? And you know what? It doesn't exist. He talks about having all these options, but the truth is that doesn't exist either. Let me explain and break that down why. You want to move up to a weight class where your crony is holding all the belts. You're not going to fight him. And to add on top of that, he cleaned out the entire division. So what challenges are there for you there, especially if you're not going to fight Jamel? Jamel has all the belts. 154, Jamel manually cleaned out the entire division. What you gonna go up and do there and prove that Jamel hasn't already proved? You see what I'm talking about? So what is there really for you to do at 154 that's of some kind of significance and greatness? Nothing. Your category is below Jamel. You're supposed to be doing in 147 what he did in 154. But you're going to run up to 154 and that division is already cleaned out by your homie who you don't want to fight Crawford as well. Make that make sense. You can't make it. There's literally nothing for you to go up there and do, because Jamel done did it all. The man cleaned out the division. So you going to go up there and do what? And this is the thing. Terrence Crawford ain't going to do nothing but come right behind you. He ain't gonna do nothing but come right behind you. And he can do more good at 154 than Errol Spence can. Because number one, he gonna take the challenges that Errol Spence ain't gonna want to take. And number two, Errol Spence ain't gonna try to fight no Jamel Charlo. He's not. So what is he really gonna do in 154? Absolutely nothing. So his best option is to fight Crawford. And let me add one more on top of that. Name me a person that Errol Spence can fight that would be that name will be more impressive on their resume than Terrence Bud Crawford. Both Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo If they fight Terrence Bud Crawford, that will be the best name on their resume to this date. And you can't argue it, because when you beat the #1 pound for pound fighter, how are you going to have anything better on your resume than that? It will be the hardest, the toughest, and the best name on Jamel's and on Errol Spence. So what are you going to go up to 154 and do if you don't want to handle it at 157? You're supposed to be Jamel at 157. So where is this going? And then we're going to talk about Derrick James. You want to know why Derrick James is always shucking and jiving every time you bring up Terrence Crawford? See, because without Errol Spence, there is no more that trainer of the year talk. Without Jamel and Errol, there is no more trainer of the year talk for Derrick James. There is none. Okay? That's why they don't want to see him fight Errol, and they don't want to see him fight Jamel. Because he take down those two, what Derrick James got left to say that he's this great trainer? Nobody. Who? Frank Martin? There's nobody. Errol Spence and Jamel Charlo is Derrick James' claim to this whole I'm the best trainer, I'm the trainer of the year thing. He loses them two, he'll never get another trainer of the year again. And he knows that. So of course he wants somebody like Terrence Crawford to stay away from Errol and Jamel. Because other than that, he has nobody else to showcase his so-called talent as a trainer. And not saying he's not a talented trainer, because he is. But the point is, he haven't produced enough dominant champions or enough dominant fighters for him to sustain this so-called trainer of the year thing. Because without these two, he's not going to get nominated or get in that category again. So he's just worried about his status the same way Errol Spence is worried about his status when it comes to Terrence Bud Crawford. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make no sense, because you're running up to a weight class that's already cleaned out. You're running up to a weight class where your homeboy is the king. So what do you plan on doing up there? Handle your business at 157, complete your goal, do what you said that you was going to do what you said that your t-shirt said that you was going to do. But then again, yeah, that's right. He took that t-shirt down. So if it was really strap season, would you do that? What somebody doesn't want to do has nothing to do with your intentions or your ambitions of what you want to do. So when you took that shirt down, it shows that you have no interest in being undisputed. Never has Terrence Bud Crawford said that I'm not interested in being undisputed or change his mind. That's my thoughts on this. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Fade, I'm out.